You have children? You have children?
I got one.
You got one child, right?
Yeah.
Older?
Older.
Okay. We were just talking about what's going on in the school system now. Would you have allowed your child to stay in school? You got a son or a daughter? A son. Would you have allowed your son to stay in school if they was teaching him it's okay for him to cut off his penis and be a woman?
No. No.
If they're telling him, don't call yourself a boy or a young man. Call yourself whatever you think you are.
That's wrong.
That's wrong, right? But how do we know? What do we establish? What do we go by? We go by God's law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we just read. We need to teach them diligently unto our children. Read. When thou walkest by the way, the first what?
Verse 7. And when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
So guess what? It said when thou walkest by the way, right? Let's say your son was younger. Is there homosexuals in New Orleans?
I ain't from around here.
Where you from?
I'm from Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Same thing. They out there too. So, if you walking down the street and you see a man dressed as a woman, you're supposed to let your son know, hey, you see that right there? Man ain't supposed to wear women clothes. A man ain't supposed to walk, talk, act like a woman. You understand? And it said when thou rises up, teaching them how to pray, teaching them the commandments. When you go to bed, their bedtime stories can be the history in the Bible. Like David and Goliath, Jonah and the big fish, so on and so forth. You understand? Now, I got a question for you. Do you know your nationality? Do you know who black people are according to God? If you wanted to find black people in the Bible, do you know which people is talking about black people? Alright, so guess what? Now you gotta stay here. Because now you have to learn. If you don't know, give me Ecclesiasticus 5 and 15. I'm gonna show you something. I can't hear you.
The first word.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 15. Did you say the name of this book? Sound like you said the name of this book. What's this book called? You know what this book is? You know what this is? Alright, don't be up here playing like you don't know nothing the whole time. You know you're an Israelite. But you said you don't know. But read.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5 and verse 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
So guess what? You said you don't know who our people is in the Bible. So now you got to stay and learn. Alright? Now, check this out. Give me Deuteronomy 27 and 1, then we're going to jump. We're going to get to the point. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
So Moses and the elders of Israel. The elders of who? Alright. Commanded the people. So if they're elders of Israel, what people are they talking about? What name was said? I need to make sure you got it. The elders of who? Israel. Okay, alright. Now, give me Deuteronomy 28:15. So they told the elders of Israel and Moses told the Israelites, the people of Israel, keep the commandments. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now I know that was a long scripture, so I'm going to sum it up for you. The same commandments they told them to keep, they said if y'all don't keep these commandments, these curses is going to come upon you. Now, based on looking at black people today, blacks and Hispanics, do it look like we kept those commandments? It do? So we not cursed?
No, not cursed.
We not? All right. Now, in Algiers alone, right, in New Orleans, you ever walked up and down the road and see it broke up, potholes and all of that?
Oh yeah, got a bunch of them around here.
Now, is that how God's chosen people supposed to be?
No.
Okay. All right. Oh. Do you see drug dealing or drug selling
No,
to black people?
That's wrong.
No, I'm saying, do you see it?
No, I don't.
Does it happen?
Yeah, it's happening.
Okay. Is that good?
No, that ain't good. That's bad.
That's bad, right?
That's right.
Does that happen to black people?
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna ask this question again. Are we cursed?
No, we not cursed.
All right, what make you say we not cursed?
Not cursed. We better.
Huh?
Some people better, some people not better. You know?
No. I'm gonna show you something. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. Some people better, some people not. You're kind of right about that. The Israelites are better. We are above all people, but we not in that place. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So the Israelites are chosen and special, which we are the Israelites. You see it on this sign over here. Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Now, are black people established above everybody on the earth? But that's what God said we're supposed to be. So if we not in that spot, what's going on? We are cursed. There, see how you see how it click? You see how it click? There you go. See, I knew you was gonna get it. Now, why did we get them curses? What Moses and the elders of Israel told us to do. Read it again.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse.
No, 27 and 1. Yeah, I need to make sure you getting this before I go further. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
Now, what did they tell the people of Israel to keep?
Keep all commandments.
Keep all the commandments. Now, go to Deuteronomy 28:15. We're going to make it make sense. We're going to take our time. Read.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So Moses said, this is going to happen if y'all don't listen. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do the commandments. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
So if we don't keep the commandments, all these what? Gonna come? Curses. So why are we cursed? Why are we cursed?
Why we cursed?
Because we didn't do what?
Did all the commandments.
We didn't do the commandments. Now, let's read some of the curses. We're going to prove that we are the Israelites that it's talking about. Remember my question. What people can we go in the Bible and read about that's us? Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Now I got a question. How did us as black people get to this side of the world? How do we get over here?
By slavery.
By slavery? Okay, that's true. Now, what was our transportation over here?
Our boat.
By boats, right? So, and we was on a boat, and we was going into slavery. That would make that boat a what boat?
Slavery boat.
A slavery boat. Now you cooking. Now read this.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Now, Egypt, right? You know any Bible history? You know what the children of Israel was doing in Egypt? Do you know? It's okay if you don't. The children of Israel were slaves in Egypt. All right? So we're going to go and say we're going to go into Egypt, meaning slavery. Read.
Again with ships.
So they say we're going to go into slavery again with ships. Didn't we go into slavery on ships?
Yeah.
So who is this talking about?
Israel.
Israel, right? And this happened to us, right?
Yeah.
So that make us who?
Israel too.
Thank you. We're the Israelites. Now, let's talk about some of those commandments. Starting with the beard. Something you could change today. Something you could change right now. Give me Leviticus. How y'all doing, my brothers? We teaching God's commandments to God's people. Did y'all know that y'all God's people? Now, did y'all know that God has a chosen people and not everybody is God's people? So we just talked about how the Israelites went into slavery on ships. We know that happened to us, right? That makes us the Israelites. Because that and everything else the Bible said happened to us. Now read this about the beard. Come on with it.
The book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
We are not supposed to bald our head, and we're not supposed to shave off our beards. We're not supposed to mar it. We can't cut into it, make it skinny, rock a goatee, cut it all the way out. We can't do that. Alright? So now that you know that, you know this is one of the commandments. Are you going to shave your beard again?
Oh yeah.
No!
Yeah, I got to shave.
Why? Did you just hear what the Bible say?
I work in plant.
You work in the plant?
Yeah. I got to shave.
Can you keep that much on in the plant? You can keep that much on, huh? You got it on right now.
No, I ain't shaved this morning. I ain't shaved this morning.
That's good. Don't shave. Guess what? We got brothers that work in plants, and there's ways around that. But you could trim it, but you don't. You could trim it, but you cannot cut it off. You understand what I'm saying?
But
that's what the Bible says.
When you work in plants, they want to do. They want
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
But we have brothers that work in plants, and guess what? They get it low as possible, but it's still there.
Yeah.
They get it low enough to pass that respirator test. No, you ain't got to be clean. But you got to make your decision, and we gonna bring out what the Bible say.
Yeah, I know.
Just like Moses and the elders of Israel commanded Israel to keep the commandments. We didn't listen, then we got put on them slave ships. So instead of our first thing saying, no, I got to shave, we need to find a way to keep God's commandments. You understand? Do you smoke? Huh? Okay. Give me 1 Corinthians. Listen. I got a question. Hey, I got a question for you. The chemicals that's in that plant that you work in, right?
Yeah.
Would you go drink one of them chemicals?
No,
why not?
No. Huh?
Huh?
I won't be on this earth.
Okay.
Huh?
You keep smoking them cigarettes, you ain't gonna be on this earth.
Oh, yeah.
Guess what? Some of those chemicals are in those cigarettes. It's just at a lower dosage. So over time, you keep smoking them cigarettes, it's gonna be the equivalent of drinking them chemicals. You're gonna die. Now watch what God said. Read.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
So that's what we're bringing out to you. You are the temple of God. You're an Israelite. All right, read.
And that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. If any
the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. I got another question. Would you go in a building full of smoke?
Full of smoke, no.
Why not?
Couldn't breathe.
Can't breathe, right? So if you is the temple and God is supposed to dwell in you and you smoke, how can God come inside of you? How can God come inside your temple? How can he enter into your building?
He already inside my building.
So you want God to breathe in smoke?
He already inside my building.
No, he ain't?
Yeah.
Because it's full of smoke.
I've been baptized one time.
Baptized don't mean nothing?
And ain't number one God, one faith, and one baptism.
That's right. And guess what?
One thing, that's God.
Now guess what? God, and this is what God said. God said stop smoking cigarettes.
When he made them, he made man. Man made cigarettes.
So God made man, man made cigarettes. Man made them chemicals too. Why you don't drink them?
I don't like that. You have it.
Why you inching away? Why you getting uncomfortable? This is what our people do. Come on back. This is what our people do when we start to talk about the sin they got us put in slavery. You can't be like that.
When I came in there, I wasn't sick.
Uh-huh.
When I came in there, I wasn't born. I born was a sinner.
Right.
When I came in there, I wasn't sinner.
So should you stay a sinner?
When I got baptized, no, I'm not no sinner no more.
You not?
No, I've been baptized.
Okay, read this. Hold on. Read this.
Verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God,
smoking cigarettes is defiling your temple. Read.
Him shall God destroy.
God will destroy you.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word